First off, welcome to Carnegie Mellon University. Welcome to the celebration. This has been a month full of Black history events. This month, we experienced a gospel concert from Rags to Riches, hosted by the Impact Movement. We engaged in a Speak Your Mind series in memory of Elin Harris. We've been introduced to Sponsor Change, a nonprofit organization slated to increase civic engagement among young professionals in return for student loan reimbursement, all started by a young Black man. And most touching, we contributed to an outpouring of support for our brothers and sisters in Haiti. But does anyone stop to think who started us on this path? More than the commemoration of stated African Americans who changed the world, Black History Month is a reflection of the many Americans who went unrecognized for their courage to stand, bear witness, and follow. While embodying humbleness and humility, countless African Americans suffered from physical strife and a system that perpetuated social inferiority. Black History Month is a reflection of that resilience, of an ability to overcome, of our triumph. It is an ownership of a rich and vibrant history. My people are fathers that worked as dishwashers but reminded their sons that the honesty of work is something to be proud of. My people are mothers who took care of children that weren't theirs and showed them the nurturing nature of a Black woman. My people are older brothers that convinced their younger brothers that math was cool. My people are just like everyone else with dreams and aspirations. Far too often, my people were recognized as subhuman, and today, the popular among us are considered superhuman. We are simply beautifully human. Dr. Carter G. Woodson, an educator like Dr. Steve Perry, found a flaw in the history presented during his time. The human aesthetic were manifestations of a distorted view of humanness. He sought to add Black and brown to the palette that colored American history. It was artistic and instructional. And today, the masterpiece is widely recognized. But more importantly, it gave rise for more colors, red, yellow, and all shades in between, to be included and accepted for their own beauty. Black History Month set a precedent for people to stand up for themselves and assert their agency, because sometimes recognition has to be demanded, and it is never easy, but it gives others the right to be seen. I would like to take this time to introduce a bright color in the masterpiece, Sterling Berlien. She was born in Connecticut, just 2 miles away from Dr. Perry's school, Capital Prep, yet spent the majority of her pre-college life outside of Boston. A senior ethics, history, and public policy major, Sterling is a firm believer that knowledge is power and is a proponent for social change and education reform. It is my pleasure to introduce Ms. Sterling Berlien.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Sterling Berlien, and I have the privilege of introducing you to our extraordinary keynote speaker tonight, Dr. Steve Perry. Carnegie Mellon prides itself on its diversity and commitment to social justice, yet there are still many socioeconomic obstacles and cultural prejudice students encounter. Although in America there is a huge achievement gap between different races and classes, Carnegie Mellon embraces the fact that education is the great equalizer. Consequently, it was our goal for Carnegie Mellon's Black History Month keynote speaker to help renew and redefine our commitment and appreciation to utilizing education as a tool in order to bring our diverse campus community together. Dr. Steve Perry does just that. Born into a family of poverty on his mother's 16th birthday, Dr. Perry was able to use education to tremendously better his circumstances, as well as the circumstances of quite a few others. He received a scholarship to get his bachelor's degree, got his master's degree in social work from the University of Pennsylvania, and later a PhD in education, and decided to enable other children from low-income backgrounds to use education to better their futures by opening a school in Hartford, Connecticut called Capital Prep. Hartford is one of the lowest performing school districts in the country. 100% of Perry's students at Capital Prep not only graduate, but go to four-year colleges, most of whom are the first in their family to do so. Perry was featured on the CNN special Black in America, and his interview with Soledad O'Brien was so well received, he was asked to become the education contributor for CNN. When Dr. Perry is not at Capital Prep working as a principal, he is frequently featured on CNN, talking about educational issues across the globe. Perry is passionate about closing the achievement gap in America and bringing people of all different backgrounds together to embrace and further their education. Perry maximizes the benevolent impact people have on their community by empowering them to act, which is the theme for this year's Black History Month celebration at Carnegie Mellon, empowerment. Dr. Perry definitely personifies the Carnegie Mellon motto. His heart is certainly in his work. His work has stimulated my interest in education reform, and I feel confident that when we leave here tonight, a multitude of meaningful interactions, conversations, and revelations will occur. This outstanding event would not have been possible without the overwhelming support of M. Chernell Smith, Student Affairs, Student Senate, Student Dormitory Council, Vice Provost Indira Nair, University Lecture Series, and without all of you. Please join me in welcoming author, educator, advocate, and CNN contributor, Dr. Steve Perry.
Thank you, Sterling. How about this thing is on? Thank you so much. Thank you all for coming out this evening. It means more to me than thank you can carry. Because I know you could have been anywhere else tonight, but you're here. And if you're here to hear me, then you have a sense that I'm here to bring it. I'm not here to make you comfortable. I'm here to make you so uncomfortable that you feel the need to do something. That you feel the need to find a way not to just make a living, but to make a life. Well-intended parents often tell children that they should take certain jobs because they're safe. I don't believe that there's such a thing as a safe job or a good job. Because anything that's given to you can be taken away from you. But that which sits deep within you, that which you would talk about in the first 5 minutes of an introduction, that thing that keeps you up at night, that thing that makes you emotional, that thing that makes you attracted to certain people, that's your calling. That's who you are. That's the life that you're here to make. College has somehow become a place where you major in something so you can go and do something, so you can make something, so you can take care of something, and it all seems to make sense, very linear. It's all planned, especially for you smart kids. The wicked smart ones. The ones who are at the top of their class, the ones who are supposed to be this, that, and a third, the ones who are supposed to find a cure for cancer by the time you're 22. You are the ones who I need to talk to tonight. You are the ones who I need to have a conversation with, or as they say at my school, I need to conversate with. We can make up words. I'm going to share with you a brief story, and then we're going to have a conversation. These microphones are not here for me, they're here for you. And somewhere along the way, we're going to find out what it is inside you that wakes you up in the morning. How you're going to use the education that you have to transform somebody else's life. Because otherwise, it's a wasted education. It means nothing to simply get A's or B's or a degree. Because you can graduate with a degree, but that doesn't give you common sense or a sense of purpose.
Yes, sir.
That is a lifelong pursuit. And those among us who are most in tune with themselves will find themselves most happy.